Hey guys, what's going on? Today I want to take a quick video on my perspective, or an ordinary Chinese perspective, on the new movie MULAN. So first of all, MULAN is magnolia, the flower, in Chinese. And the story of MULAN came from a folk song or a ballad that originated around 400 to 600 AD during the northern and southern dynasties. So FY, that era is really chaos if you compare to the rest of the Chinese history. And just to put into perspectives, that's roughly the same time when the Roman Empire was split into two. So that was a long time ago. And since then, the story have been turned into literatures, screen and stage adaptations, including the 1998 anime MULAN, as well as the movie we're talking about today. So it was widely popular to the extent that every Chinese knows. It's definitely something that the Chinese pass on from generation to generation, between parents to their kids, and it's equally inspiring between boys and girls. And as a matter of fact, that folk song, MULAN, is in the elementary school's textbook in China. So I'm not gonna give any spoiler today, but in my perspective, the movie does a great job presenting the story coherently while emphasizing the four virtues. So, loyal to family, friends, country, brave when taking on challenges, true, so be honest, be sincere, and lastly, be filial, which is a special virtue around family in China and also in East Asia. So I would say it's not only an entertainment but also an educational movie that the parents can enjoy with their kids. I do have a minor comment. So what's weird to me though when watching as a Chinese is all the main characters were speaking English, right? What's weird is I know exactly how the main characters, they usually talk in Mandarin. So MULAN, Commander Tun, the Emperor, as well as the witch. So here's what they sound like in Mandarin.
第一次一个镜头不是拍金粉世家吗？对啊，是真的是懵的。
你都没有腹肌，怎么有腹肌之力呢？
想表达自己的梦想，并不是说我一定要多少票房。
大家好，我是巩俐。
It's just a little bit weird in the beginning of the movie when you hear all Chinese speaking English in a movie talking about a Chinese story. So the closest equivalent I could find is when Hugh Jackman and Conan O'Brien were singing a Chinese song in Mandarin on a Conan show. So here we go.
给我一个碗，可以不可以？换在我的铃声那个爱标记。给我一个碗，可以够不可以？问自我是行样无啥呀你？给我一个碗，可以不可以
？Next, I want to talk about the cast. So it is a dream team when you have these four Chinese actors and actresses. So you have Yifei Liu, or Crystal Liu, who plays MULAN. So in China, we call her fairy sister. So simply stunning, beautiful. And you have Gong Li, who's the favorite actress for my parents' generation. And you have Donnie Yen, of course, who's the Ip Man. And you have Jet Li, who's a Kung Fu master, right? So that cast is strong enough for any blockbuster Chinese movie. I'm talking about those movie Chinese. And most people in the rest of the cast, I think, are Chinese Americans. So to be honest, as a person who grew up in China, I don't think they look 100% Chinese. So we have a saying in China, 一方水土养一方人. So that means one place's soil and water breeds one people, or AKA different soil breeds different people. So they might look Chinese to you, but might not look that Chinese to me. So I would say it's a great cast. It's a huge step forward compared to the previous hit Hollywood movie talking about a Chinese story. So I'm really talking about The Good Earth from 1937, which used mainly Caucasian actors and actresses. So the director at the time explained the reason was there weren't simply enough Chinese actors and actresses in the US at the time due to the Chinese Exclusion Act. How sad was that?
There's a woman. Not such a one as you. Not as good as you.
But she's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
So don't get me wrong, I think The Good Earth is a solid movie, especially for its thorough preparation. But as a Chinese, if I already think Chinese speaking English in a Chinese movie is weird, then watching Caucasian actors and actresses playing a Chinese story in a Chinese setting is 100 times weirder. Next, I want to talk about the boycott. Almost under every single post on social media this past weekend about the Mulan movie, you'll likely find some comment saying don't watch Mulan because the Mulan actress supports the Hong Kong police brutality, and followed by a boycott Mulan hashtag. That is nonsense, because movie is just movie. For Mulan, it's simply a pastime entertainment, right? It's simply a remake of an anime classic that was out in 1998 that a lot of people, including myself, felt nostalgic about, and it's something that the parents can watch with their kids and hopefully get something out of it. For example, like those 4 universally desirable virtues, right? But those Hong Kong rights sympathizers just want to comment to ruin everybody's mood, to politicize it such that they can reach their own political interest. That's total nonsense. So now let's talk about some sense. Let's rewind to 2019 during the peak of the Hong Kong riot. Yes, I categorize that as riot. It's no longer a protest. That's not peaceful protest. Okay? There was a journalist that was reporting in Hong Kong at the time that was besieged and was about to be beaten by the rioters. And he talked to the rioters that I support Hong Kong police. You can beat me now. So that became a meme on the Chinese social media, which Yifei simply retweeted. So she was directly supporting a journalist who was doing his job, so reporting what's really happening in Hong Kong at an extremely dangerous time. And by doing so, she was indirectly supporting the Hong Kong police. Now, a year has passed, and we have a lot more to put into perspective, right? So can what Hong Kong police did in 2019 be called police brutality? Hell no. They were as restrained, professional, and gentle as police could ever get when faced with those situations. So what kind of situations, you might wonder? So those rioters were setting places on fire, looting stores, damaging public facilities, and beating up civilians.
一個灰色衫、冇戴口罩嘅男人追喺警察後面。
Okay, so those were the situations. Compared to what the US police did in the past few months and on a regular basis, the Hong Kong police did nothing wrong. If they can be called brutality, then the US police are massacres. So see for yourself. As a native Chinese who can be more familiar with the inspired Mulan story, I think it is definitely a solid remake. And as a matter of fact, on 9/11, Mulan is going to be available in mainland China, and I can probably do another episode on the reactions from your Chinese counterparts, the moviegoers. I'll see you soon. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe.